Welcome to Break the Board Sports. This is your buddy RJ Cash as we run down today's MLB games. Again, click that like at the bottom, hit subscribe for us. Let's hop right into it. First off, as we head in, we're going to talk about the Washington Nationals visiting the New York Yankees. Right now at FanDuel, Yankees minus 270, plus 220 on the comeback for the Natties. Your over-under set at 8.5, juiced minus 112. To the over there. Now, yesterday the Yankees hammered the Nationals 5-1. Nationals 1-4 straight up their last 5, 2-6 straight up their last 8 games on the road overall, 2-5 straight up their last 7 at the Bronx. Now the Yanks have went over the total 8 of the last 10 games of theirs, 8-3 straight up their last 11 games. So the Yankees, once they got over the Red Sox now, let's see if they start to pick up a lot of steam, see if they can run down the Toronto Blue Jays. Yankees have went over the game total 4 of their last 6 matchups. Again, Yankees here, that game will go off at 1 o'clock Eastern time. I can't lay 270, but I don't hate you if you find something to put the Yankees in some type of parlay. I think there's a couple different angles you can go with that for sure. The Atlanta Braves will face the Miami Marlins. Braves took game 2 of the series yesterday. If you remember, we gave that out as one of our 3 free plays with the Bravos as they got the win there 11-2. They'll send Joey Wentz, the southpaw, to the hill, 2-3 with a 4.39 ERA. He faced Miami last week, or actually it's about 2 weeks ago now, went 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, had a very good outing in that game that the Braves won 7-1. Miami will send Ryan Gusto, the right-hander, 5.93 and 0-2 in his last 5 starts. That same game that Wentz went, Gusto was the opposing pitcher in that 7-1 loss. Gusto went 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned in that matchup. There again, as I always say, you'll have to excuse my dogs. Sometimes they're just buttholes. Braves 12-5 straight up their last 17. As they begin to roll and be the team that we thought they'd be at the beginning of the season. They're 4-1 straight up their last 5 against the Marlins, 6-1 straight up their last 7 on the road. So the Bravos, way too late for them to make a run, but they're finally starting to get there. Miami 5-12 straight up their last 17, and they have went over the total. Miami has 9 of their last 12 games at home. As far as the line goes here, updated right now at FanDuel, has the Braves setting at minus 126 on the road, comeback plus 108 with Gusto and the Marlins. You're over under 8.5, juice minus 115 to the under. Again, I'm going to stay away. We made our money on the Braves yesterday, but 100% if I was going to bet the game, I'd lay the $1.28 on the road. It actually in real time just flashed here. $1.30 will be the call for them. Next matchup that we got going on the card will be the Tampa Bay Rays, another early game going off at 110. The Rays will visit the Cleveland Guardians. Rays laying $1.34 on the road, plus 114 on the comeback for the Cleveland Guardians. For the Rays, yesterday the Guardians were able to get them. So the first 2 games of this series, Rays won 9-0. First game, game 2, Guardians won 3-0. So we'll see what happens in game 3. Rays will send out clearly their best pitcher all year long this year, Drew Rasmussen. In his last 5 starts, 3-2 with a 1.59 ERA. He has not faced Cleveland this year, but faced them last year in September, but only went 2 innings and giving up 1 hit in that one. Slade Sassoni, him and his Italian pizza shop, will get the call for the Guardians today, 1-4 with a 6.07 ERA. He has not faced the Tampa Bay Rays in his career. The total has gone over in Tampa Bay 6 of their last 8 games. In 7 of the last 10, the Rays have went over 7 of the last 10 games on the road. However, when these 2 teams match up, as these first 2 games have showed us, the under has now cashed 6 of the last 7 games when they've played in Cleveland in this one. Cleveland 1-6 straight up their last 7. 1-4 straight up their last 5 at home. Again, If I had to make a play, I would lay the short number on the road. I think the Rays are the way to go. Maybe you look at some pitcher props. The fact I would look to the under, but the fact that it's 7.5 juiced minus 120 to the under, I'm not paying that kind of juice on a 7.5 with two bad teams. So it's going to be another stay away here for me. Again, you can always go to breaktheboardsports.com. Starting to get college football up. We got 3 releases for Thursday in the notes section. Doesn't cost you anything. Go to breaktheboardsports.com. You can pull those quick hitter notes. We got Boise State, South Florida up. We got Nebraska, Cincinnati up. We got Ohio, Rutgers up. The rest of Thursday's games will be loaded today. Overnight tonight, you'll get all Friday's games loaded. And then tomorrow, we'll go jam-packed. We'll get all of Saturday's games in there. Quick hitter notes to help you become a better handicapper. If you'd like to pay for our premium service with our plays, get your own P&L sheet that we fill out and you keep track of with us so that there's full transparency. You can sign up for $64.99 a month through the football season, or for $500 you get 365 days a year, all sports, all picks, everything included there. So check that out. Again, go to breaktheboardsports.com. San Diego Padres at 4:10 Eastern time. They'll travel or they'll stay back to the Seattle Mariners. Mariners let one slip away last night. This series is now 2-2. Darvish will get the call for the Padres. Brandon Wu will get the call for the Mariners. Mariners laying $1.36 plus 116 on the comeback with the Padres. Your over-under is set at 8 flat, juiced minus 115 to the under in this one. Again, Seattle has taken 9 of the last 12 versus the Padres, but the Padres got him yesterday 7-6 in that matchup. San Diego now 6-2 straight up its last 8, but finally got that win. They had lost 5 straight to Seattle going into yesterday, so that win yesterday puts them 1-5 straight up their last 6 versus Seattle, and it breaks their road losing streaks. The Padres had lost 4 in a row on the road. They're now 1-4 their last 5 games on the road. The total's gone over 7 of the last 9 games that the Mariners have played in. The Mariners 10-2 straight up their last 12 at home now, 5-2 straight up their last 7 games against San Diego when they're at home. But overall, as a whole body of work, Seattle just 3-7 their last 10 games. I'm going to roll with the Mariners to bounce back today. I'm going to take Wu. I haven't liked what I've seen with Darvish to this point. So I'm going to side with Wu and the Mariners. Again, yesterday, 3-0 on our giveouts. We had the Braves yesterday. We had the Red Sox yesterday. And we had the Kansas City Royals yesterday. That's what we went – the Kansas City Royals yesterday. So a 3-0 day there. So I'm going to lean and go ahead and say we're going to take the Seattle Mariners minus 136 and lock that in. Boston will travel to Baltimore. Again, Boston has taken the first 2 games of this series. The total has gone over 13 of the last 20 games Boston has played in. They're 5-1 straight up their last 6, but just 2-4 straight up their last 6 versus Baltimore, and those 2 wins coming in the first 2 games of this series. Baltimore 1-5 straight up its last 6, 1-4 straight up its last 5 at home. Brandon Bello will get the call for the Red Sox. Now, he's pitched very well. Has Brand 4-1 with a 2.25 his last 5 starts. He pitched against the Orioles earlier this year back in May, and a butt kicking the Red Sox gave the Orioles. They won that game 19-5. Brian Bello went 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. Had a very, very good performance. Dietrich Enns, the southpaw, will get the call for the Orioles. 1-0 with a 6.35 ERA. He last pitched in July against the Nationals. He went 4 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs. 7 of those runs were earned. And again, today, the Red Sox here on the road, laying $1.52, comeback plus 128 at FanDuel for the Orioles. Your over-under set at 9, juice minus 115 to the under. I'm going to stay away, but for me, it would be Red Sox or nothing. I would look to that over. I think the over gets there. I could see the Red Sox scoring 6, 7, 8 runs themselves here, as it looks like it's probably going to end up being by committee pitching for the Baltimore Orioles today. Next on the slate, the Minnesota Twinkies will visit the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays laying a hefty price with the Southpaw Lyre, laying $1.80 plus 152 on the comeback for the Twinkies. Your over-under is set at 9. Juice minus 115 to the over. Blue Jays took game one of the series 10-4. Yesterday, Twinkies battle back. They win 7-5. Simon Woods Richardson will get the call for the Twins. 4-1 with a 3.22 ERA over his last 5. Has not faced the Blue Jays this year. However, faced them last year and only lasted 4 1/3, giving up 8 hits, 5 runs. Got beat up pretty good. Eric Lauer has been phenomenal for the Blue Jays, and in his last 5 starts, it hasn't changed a bit. He's just been rock solid all year long for him. 5-1 with a 2.67 ERA. He has not faced the Twins, though, since 2021. The total has gone over 5 of Minnesota's last 6 games. The Twinkies just 3-9 straight up its last 12 games after yesterday's win. The total's gone over 5 straight games when these two teams match up, and the totals went over Toronto's last 5 games at home. Again, today, too hefty of a price for me. I don't want to lay $1.80, but again, I'm not going to hate you if you take a little AL East parlay, and we'll put that into the calculator. Let's say you wanted to take the Yankees and the Blue Jays in a little parlay, get you plus $1.13. I wouldn't hate you at all for that. Phillies and the Mets. Mets tried to blow yet another one. As last night the Phillies snuck by them, the Mets were able to rally. They were up 5-3, gave up the lead, tied 5-5 in the 8th, but they battled back. Mets got the win last night. Today they got McLean, the rookie, on the bump, laying $1.54 plus 130 on the comeback with Tawan Walker, the ex-Met, is who the Phillies will send to the bump. The over-under, 8.5, juice minus 115 to the over. The total has gone over in 6 of the last 9 games for the Phillies. Phillies 6-3 straight up their last 9, but 2-8 straight up their last 10 games at the Mets. So when these two teams have hooked up in Queens, has not been a good experience for the Phillies. They're 2-6 straight up their last 8 on the road overall. The Mets have went over the total 5 of their last 6 games. And when these two teams match up, the over has cashed 4 of the last 5 games between the Mets and the Phillies. The total's gone over in 4 of the Mets' last 5 games at home. All that spells, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in the over 8.5. That's going to be a play for us today, juice minus 115. So our 2 free plays so far, we got the over 8.5 for the Mets game, and we're going to go ahead and lay the $1.36 with the Seattle Mariners to win game 3 of that series. Moving to the next game on the docket, we got the Kansas City Royals facing the Chicago White Sox. It took a little bit of miracle there, and I wanted to make a correction. We leaned Royals. We didn't give it out. We gave out the Tigers. So really 2-1 yesterday. Again, that's the transparency we talk about at breaktheboardsports.com. Royals on the road at the White Sox. They'll throw in Ryan Bergert. Adrian Savale will get the call for the White Sox. Royals laying $1.30 on the road, plus 110 on the comeback for the White Sox. Your over-under set in at 8.5. Juice minus 115 to the over, minus 105 to the under, because, again, in the world of sports gambling, they got you laying juice every which way they can. The total has gone over 5 of the last 7 games for the Royals. Royals 10-5 straight up their last 15, 5-1 straight up its last 6 versus the White Sox. That only win for the White Sox coming game 1 of this series as they're split 1-1. Chicago 6-14 straight up their last 20 games. The under has cashed 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams. I'm going to go ahead in third play of the day. We're going to take the Kansas City Royals. We're going to lay the $1.30 on the road and trust that the Royals get it done. The White Sox had the lead yesterday and blew that stinker, so I don't want anything to do with them today. Arizona Diamondbacks on the road against the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers laying $1.44. Comeback plus 122 with the D-backs. Your over-under set at 8.5. Juiced minus 120 to the under, minus 102 to the over. Brewers have taken the first 2 games of this series, including yesterday, winning 9-8. Ryan Nelson for the D-backs will get the call. Been beat up a little bit as of late, 1-4 with a 4.71 ERA. He has not faced the Brewers, though, since 2023. Quinn Priester, he keeps getting the runs because all the Brewers do is score runs, 5-0, but has a 4.05 ERA in those last 5 starts. So it hasn't been, exactly all that sharp. The over has hit in 4 of the last 5 games that the D-backs have played in, but the D-backs 2-4 straight up their last 6 versus Milwaukee, and 0-5 straight up their last 5 on the road. Again, they had that fire sale around the All-Star break, and the D-backs have just been a huge disappointment all year long. Milwaukee 14-6 their last 20 games overall, 9-2 straight up their last 11 at home. When these two teams have hooked up, the over has cashed 4 of the last 5. I'm not going to have a play on this, but if I did, I would lean Milwaukee or nothing. D-backs are just a dead team. You can't bet them right now. It's like throwing money away. So we're going to stay away. Pirates at the Cardinals. Cardinals laying $1.74. Comeback plus 146 for the Pirates. Your over-under set at 7.5. Juice minus 115 to the under, minus 105 to the over. Pirates took game 2 of the series 8-3 yesterday. Cardinals 7-6, game 1 the day before. Carmen Medusky gets the call for the Pirates, 2-3 with a 3.32 over his last 5 starts. He's faced the Cardinals twice this year, 4 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, and then 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. So he's hung in there, hasn't pitched bad at all against the Cardinals. Sonny Gray, shell of himself, not the old Sonny Gray we used to see back in the day for sure. 3-2 with a 4.34 ERA. He's faced Pittsburgh 3 times this year. The Cardinals are 2-1 in those games. His last outing in July, 6 1/3 innings, pitched 5 hits, 4 runs. But the 2 previous starts, 0 runs and 4 runs. Just can't lay $1.74 with Sonny Gray at this point in time in his career. And as far as the Pirates, Cardinals, you got 2 dead teams that are out of it. Pirates 5-1 straight up its last 6 games, 4-1 straight up its last 5 games versus the Cardinals, but they're 2-9 on the road at St. Louis their last 11. 2-9 are the Pirates straight up the last 11 versus the St. Louis Cardinals. But again, like I said, the Cardinals, they're no bargain either. 1-6 straight up their last 7 at home, 4-9 straight up their last 13 overall. For me, it's just going to be a hard pass on that one. As we move on to the next game, LA Angels at Texas Rangers. Rangers got the win yesterday, 7-3. So a little rubber match action today. Jack Kakakowicz, or however you say that name for the Angels, 1-4 with a 3.03 ERA. He hasn't faced Texas since last year, but in both of those starts, the Angels lost. He gave up 3 runs apiece in all of those. Jacob Latz will get the call for the Rangers, 2-2 with a 3.79 over his last 5 starts. Only 3 starts this year. His last one came against the Tigers. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run there in that matchup. As I refresh the lines here on FanDuel, Rangers laying $1.48, comeback plus 126 for the Angels. Your over-under set at 9, juiced minus 110 both ways on there. The Angels 1-4 straight up their last 5. They're 5-12 straight up their last 17 versus the Rangers. The total has gone over 6 of the last 8 for the Angels on the road. Texas 6-1 straight up the last 7 playing the Angels. And between these two teams, the over has cashed 8 of the last 9 games. To me, I would look over nothing here. Again, we talked about some of those offshore places. You can actually find teasers with the totals minus a run and a half. May look at some like the over in the Mets game and the over in the Rangers game. That's something that I think you could look at and fire away on. Astros, Rockies, not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, mainly because when a team is laying 310 like the Astros, it's really a moot point in my mind. They got Vladimir Valdez going. Dolander gets the call for the Rockies. Your over-under set at 8. Juice minus 120 to the under, minus 102 to the over. Again, yesterday, just kind of a crazy game. 6-1 Rockies took it. Houston still taking 7 of the last 10. Again, even laying a run and a half with the Astros, you're laying $1.40. If you look at team total for the Astros, Astros total runs over under 4.5. I would take the over 4.5 runs minus $1.32. See the Astros bounce back today. That might be an angle you could play this game. But as far as the side goes, again, I mainly focus on sides, but try to give the best analysis I can so help you become a better handicapper. Again, at breaktheboardsports.com, all about you becoming a better handicapper yourself, not just us giving out plays. Click that like button, share it with all your friends. Cincinnati Reds will play the LA Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani will get the call on the bump, laying 205. Nick Lodolo, the southpaw, plus 172 on the comeback. Your over-under set at 8.5, even money to the over, minus 122 to the under in this one. Dodgers have taken 6 of the last 10, including the first 2 games of this series, 7-0 and 6-3. Nick Lodolo, though, has been red hot his last 5 starts, 4-1 with a 1.24 ERA. His only start against the Dodgers this year, the Dodgers won that game 5-4. Lodolo went 5 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, but struck out 11 strikeouts his last time out against the Dodgers. And when I look at his strikeout prop, you can get 5+ strikeouts for Lodolo at plus $1.18 at FanDuel. I think that's definitely a way you can look at that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and send that as a play. That's going to be a bonus, a 4th play. Nick Lodolo, 5+ strikeouts plus $1.18. We're going to see if he can recreate that magic from earlier this year. Shohei Ohtani has not been the guy the Dodgers need him to be, and he took a line drive off of his leg the last game. We'll see if that lingers him at all. In his last 5 starts, Ohtani 1-4 with a 6.38 ERA. The Reds beat him up July 30th, or beat the Dodgers rather, 5-2 in that game. Ohtani only went 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Again, he's going to need to get better if the Dodgers want to compete. They're going to need him on the hill. Cincinnati 1-4 straight up its last 5 against the Dodgers. Cincinnati 1-4 straight up its last 5 games on the road. 0-5 straight up when they go to the Dodgers over the last 5. Dodgers 5-0 straight up the last 5 games at home overall, and 8-4 straight up its last 12. They just seem to be getting better and better as they look for the sweep today against the Cincinnati Reds. They can't afford to be losing all these games, falling behind the Metropolitans if they want a hope of getting in there. So no play for me other than Lodolo over 5 strikeouts. Maybe you take him. If you took Lodolo at 5+ strikeouts plus $1.18 and you took the Reds on the money line, you would get plus 330 for that 2-team parlay. Might not be bad to put a little half unit on, kind of play around with it. A couple different things there as you can dive in and look into it. Chicago Cubs on the road against the San Francisco Giants. Cubs laying $1.26, minus 108 plus 108 on the comeback for the Giants. Your over-under set at 8.5, juice minus 110 both ways. Giants got the win yesterday, 5-2. Cubs will send Colin Ray to the hill today, 3-2 with a 3.55 ERA. He faced the Giants back in May. The Giants hammered the Cubs that game 14-5. Ray went 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, only 4 strikeouts. The Giants will go with Carson Whisenhunt, the southpaw, 1-3 with a 4.91. His last outing against Milwaukee a week ago, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 strikeout for him. Again, for me, it would be Cubs or nothing here. Cubs, though, 2-6 straight up their last 8 on the road at the Giants. The under is cashed for the last 5 games Cubs have played in. Giants just 3-15 straight up their last 18 at home, but 5-1 straight up in its last 6 games at home against the Cubos. So again, a couple different ways to look at it there. To me, I think the Cubs get this done and get the win, minus the $1.26. You may even see this creep down a little bit more. Detroit Tigers and the Sacramento A's will finish off the day. The Tigers was the loss we gave out yesterday. Thought they had that one won. Chris Mize, the rookie, will get the call, laying $1.26 on the road, plus 108 on the comeback for the A's. You're over under set at 10.5, juiced minus 110 both ways. Tigers 9-4 straight up their last 13. The over is cashed 5 of their last 6. The A's, the over has cashed 8 of the last 12 for them and 5 of the last 6 at home. The over has cashed 4 of the last 6 versus Detroit overall, hence that high total that we have for today's game. between these two teams. Again, brutal beat yesterday. I think the Tigers bounce back here to get the W against the Sacramento A's. The A's have taken 6 of the last 10, but more importantly, they've taken the first 2 games of this series 8-3 and 7-6. So 11 runs and 13 runs. Again, hence why that total is so high, setting at 10.5. Again, go to breaktheboardsports.com, sign up for our package. Again, click that subscribe and like button. We'd appreciate it. God bless. Again, look, we have the things coming out for college football. You don't want to miss them.